Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome in. Thank you all for being here today. Hope everyone's having a fantastic start of the day. Having a fantastic start of your week, whether morning, afternoon, night, whatever may have you. Thanks for coming in today. Took me a little bit to wake up this morning. Was definitely feeling the end of week stream tiredness, but a little coffee can help, you know. But I'm excited to start working on stuff today. Got some cool stuff going on today, and I figured out some cool things last night that you all will probably start laughing at me for. So, yo, Bianca, what's up? Hello, Evgend, welcome, man. Yo, Fred, hey, welcome back. Good morning to you too. Thanks for being here, man. So first, I wanna start off with yesterday's launch stream. I hope you all enjoyed that. I think it's always fun. Have some good times and good vibes. Watch some stats. It's always a good time, I think. So I hope you were able to check it out. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, thanks for stopping by. Yo, Mr. Balrog, 5 a.m. is too early. Go back to bed. Yo, you're probably right. Probably should get back to bed. No, just kidding. We don't got time for bed, man. Welcome in. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, it was a good stream yesterday. Yesterday we ended off the day with our new update and launch. Around 1,100 new users yesterday. Super exciting to see that. I don't think this launch is going to be as big as our first launch, which is fine, obviously, right? It doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like 1,000 new users is pretty good. But yeah, that's one thing. What else? We passed over 100 cycles completed, which is really cool. So if you go over to getcyclesapp.com, you can see the latest count. Minor typo in your panels, by the way. Are you ready to participate in an online hackathon brought to you by gotcha. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. I will go ahead and fix that up after the stream. Thank you, man. Always looking out. And yeah, so in regards to that stuff, that is all there. One update for this week. Don't forget, tomorrow, first game stream in a long time. What's up, Yulski? 5 a.m. you early bird. I'm an early bird, man. Getting started early. Tomorrow is the first game stream of the channel, probably in like close to 5 to 7 months. It's been a long time since I've done any sort of gaming on here. But tomorrow we're playing the Stanley Parable. And we are starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I don't remember what that was. GMT. 1:30 p.m. GMT 5. If you can make it, come by. Let's hang out. Play some video games for a little bit. Should be fun. I might start a little bit earlier. But either way, we'll be going for 2 to 3 hours. So hope you can come by. Yeah. Oh, UTC. Feels bad, man. Okay, and now for the good stuff. So yesterday we stopped on a really weird issue that we were having in regards to reordering cycle cells. So we're in the process of trying to move the cells in a table view using this cool library over here called Swift Reorder. And they're like, oh, cool, brought it in, blah, 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 blah. Yo, Kosi, what's up, man? And we ran into this issue where our data wasn't updating properly. It would basically have the old data there, and then it would update to the new data. We did tons of digging yesterday, tons of tons of stuff, tons of debugging. And last night I sat down and I started working on it because I was like, I gotta look cool for my friends when I stream tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And so I sat down for about 20 minutes and I found the issue. And to my surprise, and I'm sure you're surprised, it was actually my fault. I was the one that actually messed it up. It wasn't the library's fault. It was my fault. Like, I was really shocked by that. Like, you can't even imagine how shocked I was at that moment. So it's like, wow, okay, all right. You know, this is crazy. The issue was that, let's get this here. When we were going through all our fancy weak string manipulation and checkpoint data display stuff, oh, I'm in the wrong branch. Hold on. I'm not in the wrong branch. Okay, well, this probably is broken now for some reason. This main async thread was screwing it up. And that's why this part of the table view cell itself was the only part that looked like it was changing data. It was because it was updating each cell asynchronously. So it had old data until it actually set this new attributed text after this logic. And that happened to be after the cell was moved. So yeah, that's what happened. That was the issue. But then we ran into one other issue, which makes me think that this is actually going to be a pretty viable PR for this and a new update. And I think this is easier said by showing you. And now I don't know why this didn't commit through, because I'm on the right branch, right? Yeah, move cycles. Let's go ahead and get the app running, and let's get the stream started for realsies. And I'll show you what's going on. Let's see if this issue still persists. I don't know why this came back. This should not be here. But TLDR, this is running on a main thread every time. This wasn't needed. I don't know why I did that. And that's pretty much what happened. What a journey that was. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, Fred's like, oh my god, really? That emote says it all. I can't believe it was you. I could have sworn it was a library that's probably been fully tested and used by tons of people. But the cool thing is we learned a lot about that library, which is really great. Okay, so we're going to try moving a cell, and I'm going to expect it not to work here. I'm expected to do what it was doing yesterday. Yeah. Okay, so you see that there. You'll see that I'm pointing again at the screen like you can see it. Damn it. I'm going to need like a finger camera just so you can see me point at the screen. But you'll see it there, and as we move it and replace it, there you go. So if we remove this, I have no idea why this didn't commit. I must have accidentally removed it. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Is a thing that happens. We're all fallible. You're right, man. You're right. And it's okay. So you saw the issue it's happening. Oh, and I added this little like glow and highlight to it, which I thought was pretty nice. I have a really cool idea for that to finish up this feature. But now we're going to go ahead and rebuild. I took away the main thread async. And you're going to see the wonders of the world right now. The wonders. Look at that. It's perfect. No issues at all. Wow. Wowza. There it is. So it works. That's all about it. That's all about it. And Now let me go ahead and show you the issue that I'm speaking of right now. So let's say, I don't know why this is messed up. Say grab this. Actually, we'll keep this down here. Let's say I do a couple completions here. 1, 2, and we'll do one here. And now let's say I want to move these cells, right? Yeah, thanks, Evgen. I'm glad it was a pretty easy fix. When I started learning about dispatch queue, I went kind of crazy and I put a lot of bad things there that I thought I knew, but I actually didn't. But so now I'm going to do a long press on this cell. And you see that the cycle, goes ahead and actually resets the ring. And then you move it, and then it does it again. And now I do it here, and it's actually resetting all of the cells. It's doing a full table reload here. Right? Every time. So those cells look like poop, right? That shouldn't be happening. I sent you a picture on the Discord channel. Cool, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'll take a look at it after the stream, dude. So how do we stop that? And I was like, okay, cool. There's a delegate in here that's part of this library that says, where is it? It's did begin reordering. So I'm like, okay, awesome. So let me just set a flag on the cell. If we're doing a reorder, don't render the animation. I have a little block that basically runs through this animation. So the way that I have the animation set up is I have it running every time a cell is about to be displayed or will display. And so we basically get the progress of that cycle. We set up this little animation block, and then we go from whatever the progress is of that current cycle, and we set the new progress. And what that does is that does the animation of the actual cell. And then depending on what we have here, the update ring progress gets called, and this ring progress will show a completed cycle if the checkpoint count is equal to the completed count. So issue here is this gets called before our delegate down here gets called. So what happens then? Well, when we're trying to set the flag on the actual cell, nothing works because it's always calling the update or the display delegate from the table view instead of this one from the reorder library. So I sat there for a long time, felt like a long time, probably wasn't that long, trying to understand a better way to go about doing this. And the one constant thing I thought of was, why don't we just add another delegate that would, for this library, that would be called not table view did begin reordering, table view will begin reordering. And that's a common thing in iOS, right? You'll have things like will start, will become active, things like that. So at that point, staring at code, yeah, dude, it was a long time staring. At that point, I was like, okay, cool. So we already looked over the whole library yesterday, right? We basically hit every point of it. So essentially what I thought is, let's go ahead and add that delegate. That delegate will actually get called here on begin reorder. And so after we set the reorder state, it's going to go ahead, it gets the touch position. Based on the touch position, it's going to actually bring back the source row. So at this point, can reorder at, this delegate gets called. Oh yeah, this gets called there. And then as long as the cell is able to be reordered, and we actually have a cell, we're gonna go ahead and we'll start our whole screenshot or snapshot. Can't talk. Snapshot process. And so right here we put delegate will begin reorder. right? And so when that delegate gets called, then in my table view, I'll get that there. I can set the flag for that certain cell to do not render animation, and that's it. Then we'll hit that hopefully before we'll display. I actually haven't tried that part out, so that's it. I need to nip to shops. Have fun. See you in a while. I've gone. All right, Fred. Thanks for coming by, dude. Have a great rest of your day. So I guess that's where I kind of want to go with. Basically, let's try to see if we can add this delegate. If this delegate works, let's go ahead and actually contribute to this open source repo, which will be great because all we have to do is make a pull request, add the delegate, and we're basically done. And it will hopefully help someone else as well. And during that method, one thing I want to do that would be really fun is you see this kind of like grayish tinge on the highlight when you're moving it. It's at like the top and bottom a little bit. I want to change that color to be the color of the actual cycle ring. So it'd be like a bluish change, which I thought would be really cool. And this one would be like a green tinge, and this one would be like a red one. So hopefully this delegate will work, but let's start off by first seeing if this process actually we can actually call this before we get to the will display delegate. That's the only thing holding us back right now. So I'm gonna go ahead, put those breakpoints. We're gonna rebuild. Let's see what happens. So that's what I did last night. That was all in like an hour, 15-minute span. It was that bug was bugging me literally all day. I could not take it. I was so frustrated with it. All right, let's see. So I do a long press. It looks like that delegate is still getting called before this. So that actually would not work. Yep. So again, if we do this long press here, the first thing it'll hit is will display. Okay. And so I guess the other thing we could try to think about is if we hit will display first. First of all, I want to move out this animation logic out of here. And so my other thought was, if the delegation doesn't work, then what we can do is basically just call this animation on certain aspects of the app, right? Because in reality, the parts that we want this animation to run are on like, I guess, initial load of the cell, or like of launch of the app, and then secondly, when a completion happens. So we only want to animate when completion happens, right? Yeah, so it would have been more like we go here, animation happens. We come here, no animation happens, which was expected. Come here, no animation happens, even though the animation still does happen here. Yeah, okay, cool. So it looks like the delegation will not work. Let's go ahead and try this method. So we're going to start first by taking out... Actually, wait 1 second. Before we do that, I wonder... we can also try doing this. Table view reorder delegate. Where is this? Oh, this is this here. Okay, yeah. Handling the reordering of rows. Yep. I wanted to know if there was a way if I can hook in I don't think there is. I wanted to hook into the will display delegate on the actual table view controller itself. Is there a way to do that? Yeah, table view reorder delegate happens here. Right? And then here in our in our setup here, we set our delegate to self. So if we did reorder.delegate, no, if we did, or maybe, essentially we don't add a new delegate to this library, we create our own delegate. But it would make more sense to be part of the reorder, telling us we're about to begin reordering. Or even just like, not even reordering, long press received, right? Like something with the long press. Delegate.tableview. Can reorder at. So at this point, I'm curious, if we hit this, which one do we hit first? This, or this on will display? We hit this first because it's the gesture, right? So if we hit this gesture, and we're given the index path, this is, so return delegate table view. Gesture should begin. Where is this getting called? This is just the extension. All right, hold up. Because that could actually work. We do it on the gesture and not on the table. Let's do it here. Wait a minute. Yo, Sawmite, what's up? Thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the Pixologic team. Glad to have you here, friend. Ooh, man, that leaves us 3 more followers away from 1,400 followers. Holy moly. Thank you for that follow, dude. Can reorder row? So can I just get access to this? Can reorder row at? Maybe that's all we need to hook into instead of trying to create something else. That would actually do the trick there then, eh? Can reorder row at? There it is. I thought so. So now let's see. Heck yeah, buddy. That actually will work out much better. Where was that? That was in gesture recognizer. Okay. Let's try this again. That will do the trick, folks. If that's the case, then we can go ahead and do all of our setup. Oh. I mean, this here, we can always just return true for now. We just want to see if this works. All the cells should be movable or reorderable. That's fine. Do your thing here. Yep. Okay. So now we'll go in here and we'll say, yo, Roars at Beards coming in hot with that Twitch Prime sub. Holy moly. Thank you so much, Roars. It doesn't tell me anymore how many months you've subscribed. I'm pretty sure this is like your second or third month. So thank you so much for that. Really appreciate you. Love that you're here. And thanks for supporting Cycles for another freaking month. You rock. You're a cool lad. Thank you again for that, Roars. Okay, now let's go ahead and do it. Oh, there you go. For 2 months, currently on a 2-month streak. There we go. Hey, 2 months that's a good amount of time. All right. No matter what they say, that's a good amount of time. Thank you again, though. Thanks for using your Twitch Prime here. I promise you, Alec, cool guy, is coming soon. It's coming very soon. Take my free $5. I'll take it. I will take it. There we go. Hi. Let's go. All right. This is what we need to do now. Now that this works, we're going to do some setup here. First, check to see if we have a cell object. If we, so if we have, we're going to assume we're going to put a guard here. If we have a cell object, change let's say like run animation flag to false, because we know we are moving things. And then change table view. I want to see how you guys like this. I played with it yesterday. I thought it was really cool, but it was almost like on the side of tacky, but not really. But I'll show you in a minute. Table view. It was like highlight color or something. Change cell. All right. So first things first, guard, let cell equal table view dot cell for row at the index path passed in, and pretty much we're going to say else. If we don't have anything there, we're going to return false, because if there's nothing in the cell, then I mean we can't move it, right? I think that makes sense. And then here what we need to do is we actually need to add a new property to our table view cell. So this one here we're going to call var run animation, and we're going to set this as a bool. That's going to be false, or it's going to be true. We're always going to have the animation defaulted to running unless told otherwise for all the other scenarios. And then at this point, yeah, that's good there. And at this point, we need to go back to our cycle table delegate extension, and our animation would actually run here. So at this point, if we do have our cell to edit, we're going to go ahead and say if cell to edit dot run animation is true, we run the animation. And I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup on this as well. Probably just put this animation out into the cell controller itself. Alrighty, so that's there. And so now at this point, all we need to do is say cell dot. Oh, oops! I need the as current cycle table view cell. Cell dot run animation is equal to false. And then at this point, change cell highlight color. So this one's actually pretty cool. So we get access to our table view, right? And the reorder library has a property on here called shadow color. So what I did yesterday was I changed the shadow color to whatever this cycle shadow color is. So, or whatever the cycle color is. So we did phone cycle array of index path dot row. And this is going to be cycle color dot color. And that will actually change. It's kind of weird because you have to change it on the actual table view. There isn't an option to change it just like per cell, but that's okay because this will run every single time before then. And then what we can do is once we're done with this, on did finish reordering, we just set the table view shadow color back to what it originally was. Yo, Permafrost, what's up, dude? Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning, my beautiful, handsome man. Welcome. Wow, got really intense. Okay, so here we're going to change it back to this color. We're going to keep the same opacity and things like that. And we should be good there. Change that back. The last thing I need to also do is I want to make sure that I reset the run animation after the animation has been ran.
Me cried because Alex called me a beautiful, handsome man.
Beautiful, handsome man. Dude, thank you so much for the resub, man. 3 months in a row. Highly appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for that. 3 months. This is your 3-month anniversary with me. This feels so good. And you are. You're a beautiful, handsome man. Thank you for that, dude. Thank you for supporting Cycle servers literally for another month. We couldn't be running all these people. We couldn't be helping all these people create habits without you. Without you and Roars. What's up? You want to kill me? Welcome in, man. A freaking hot day today. Not really, but after winter it is. Morning, Alec. What are your thoughts on Spotify and Apple exchanging public letters? 20s. What do you mean by that? I'm not actually sure. I haven't heard anything on that. The one thing I did wake up to this morning, which was pretty exciting, was the Model Y from Tesla was actually announced. I think it was yesterday. Pretty damn exciting, that's for sure. Okay, cool. And so we need to just reset the cell after this. Cell to edit. Just in case we actually don't reload the cell, the table doesn't get reset. We want to set this back to true because then we're going to be stuck with that not being able to animate. Okay, and so this should work. I'm hoping it should at least. And we'll go from there. Okay, so we have this. Oh, oops. My bad. So let's do this again. So oh, well then. So this is what I was talking about, the highlight, the shadow color. I thought it was kind of cool. It might be a little too much. We can probably tone it down a little bit, but and this animation is not working at all as I was expecting. Whoa. Okay. Well, the animation's not working, but this part is with the highlight. I think it's kind of cool. I like it. Let me see why this isn't working. So, over here, if cell to edit run animation is true, we get the progress of the cycle, and then we set the progress to what that new progress is going to be. Whatever that is. So I wonder. So we come here. Cell to edit is false. Oh, that's why. I put it inside that. So let's make sure that actually might work. Yo, by the way, I don't know how many of you came out yesterday to the launch stream, but probably towards the middle of it, we had we peaked at like 73 viewers on the launch stream, and it was because Visual Studio Twitch channel is hosting us. And so if there's anyone there watching right now who's part of the Visual Studio channel, mad props. Thank you so much for that, host. It's freaking awesome, man. That was really cool. I appreciated that so much. That was incredible. I'm hosted by them pretty much every morning, and I forgot that since I don't end my stream, they host me. And so there was actually a big event going on yesterday on that channel. They pulled in like 275 viewers, and so I think some of the people were hanging out before that started. So thank you. That was incredible. Spotify filed an antitrust complaint in the EU because Apple takes 30% of their subscription payments that are run through Apple Pay. Apple responded that only a really small part of Spotify's purchase are made through Apple Pay, and that this tax is there to keep the App Store working. Yeah, interesting. There's been a lot of talk around, not just that with Spotify, but in general with that 30% of subscription payments. I think a lot of people heard about it first with Fortnite, with all those in-app purchases. But interesting. Before I answer that, I gotta do more research on it. I gotta look into it a little more. That sounds really interesting, and I'm not surprised, honestly. Yeah, well, it was really cool, Roars. It was awesome. I was like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, the DK Bay came by and he was like, yo, it feels bad when you have like double the amount of viewers watching a stat stream compared to your own live stream. And it's like, God damn it, you're right. All right, let's try to reorder one of these. So we grab that. It's still reset. Why? Now it's doing it the other way around, though. And I think it's because of this. So if I come here, yeah, and then it sets it back to 0. So maybe what really should be happening is Wait, hold up. Let's see real quick. I think I just have a little bit of confusion going on with my setup, and this might require us to just break this stuff out into the separate method as I was talking about, do a little bit of cleanup. Okay, so cycle ring view progress is here. Let me go ahead and restart this so we can get it back to the original value. All right. So we come here, we do a hold. At this point, run animation is true. That's because this should have hit before that, right? So we come up here, we go through this. Before we do that, PO cell to edit dot run animation. Okay, so this is true still, because that the initial gesture recognizer went off, turned it to false. We come back here, and that is true. Come back here again. Yeah, so it should stay true the rest of this duration. Which actually might be an issue. Yo, Java Grunt, thank you so much for that host. Nice name. Welcome into the stream. Thank you again for the host. Hope you're doing well. Cell to edit. Run animation is true. It's because the issue could be if or how about we do this? I think this actually may be even better. This will happen after one time, but if we set that property on our view did finish reordering, then we can actually, we'll always have false at that point, which I think is kind of what we want, right? That's what we're looking for. So pretty much we need to do the same thing here. Yo, Phosphorus7, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the Pixelogic team. Great to have you here, friend. So guard let cell equal table view dot cell for row at index path, and that's going to be the final destination wherever the cell has been moved. And then we're going to do it as a current cycle table view cell. And at this point, we need to do an else return. We want to make sure we run this for sure. And then we can do cell dot run animation ends up equaling true. So we do that reset, right? So now, I think at this point, what we want to do, we always want to set up our start and end color. But if we set our progress to 0, why am I setting the progress to 0? I can't really remember why. But I'm pretty sure it has to do with the animation. We want to start the ring at 0.
I know you want this for life, taking pictures with all my eyes.
So we're going to wrap this like this. And so at this point, oh. We're gonna do this. Oh, we're gonna restart. We're gonna rebuild and then we're gonna do that.
I know you want this for life. Fuck you so good, you be calling out the Christ. Bottles of the tech, got it laid on ice.
Okay. So now, at this point, we should always have false for run animation when we're reordering until we finish the reorder. So we hold this. We're going to hit here. Oh, did I remove this one? I did. Well, that definitely did not work out as I expected. Oh, but this is the... Oh, wait a second. I think I know why. This is doing a table reload. No, I don't. Actually, I don't know why. Then it's false. Ooh. Ooh. I know you want this for life. Taking pictures with all my eyes. Oh, but that seemed to work. No. Oh man. Man, this stuff is so frustrating. This ring animation. Okay. I thought that would work. That was so close. It does a whole table reload. I think that's what this issue is here. Let me double check that though. But it goes here. So here, it's actually... So we'll go to create snapshot view for cell. It does a table view reloads, excuse me, at the index path, which is expected. There's another spot it did it though, if I'm not mistaken. Table reload, yeah, right here. So it does it does it on one cell, and then it does the entire table reload. After, yeah. Yo, Vicus, what's up, man? Hello, sir. Congrats on so many new users. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's really exciting. It's really cool stuff. Glad to see people are liking it. So hopefully we get more over the weekend as well. Yeah, so this happens, then this happens. The problem is when we reload the table data. I think when we reload the table data, it's actually resetting. It's resetting our view, our cell controller back to true for run animation. All right, let's, because we're gonna need to do this anyways. Let's go ahead and extract the animation logic somewhere else, like to the actual cell. I think that would be a better way of doing it, at least so we can have it all in one spot and then figure out what else we need to do. So let me grab this. We'll go to our actual table view cell, and here, and basically when I think what we can do is we can just call that in our awake from nib, and then that would allow us to just run the, like, we don't have to worry about the animation. The animation will just run on its own every other time instead of us actually triggering it in the table view controller. I think that would be the most ideal way for sure. So let's here say func. Maybe not run ring animation. We can just call this. We can call this run ring animation, and this one we can say can run animation. Call it that. Okay. So at this point, what we want to do is we should have our cycle. So our cycle is going to be cycle dot checkpoints completed divided by the cycle of the actual checkpoints of the total cycle, and then we have our animation here. We have the duration, the delay, spring, initial velocity is 0, and then our animations will just be ring view. Do I have ring view here? Yeah, cycle ring view. Dot progress is the progress that was just found here, and then at this point, update ring progress would be called. So here we would actually end up calling. Oh, I need to do a self here. Self like that. And then update ring progress would then be called. You know, now that I think about it, this should probably be happening within the animation block on completion. Right? Because if we're doing this animate method, this is our closure that's being called. And so if this is our closure being called, our completion block should this should happen once this is done. This is going to happen in the process. So that's one thing we can pop out of here. And let me check this out again real quick. It's animate. Completion is just a bool. Can I just do this? Do I even need this? Oh, and then did finish like that. And this technically would be self. Okay, cool. So at this point, we have our ring animation as so. So I'm thinking what we should have is we set the ring progress to 0 from the beginning, and then every time we'll run this animation. So at this point, we get the actual ring progress. But before we even do that, we should always just start the ring progress at 0. Right? Something like that. And this gets the actual progress that we need to go to. And then based on this, on our completion, we'll actually run our update then. So at this point, we wouldn't need the index path. I'm not mistaken. Where did I use index path in here? Oh, to get the... Why did I do that? Why did I do that when I have access to the cycle already? I'm a little bit of a fool, it looks like. Same with the progress. We could also do the same progress deal and see how that goes. Alpaca Raider. What is up? Welcome in. Thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the Pixelogic team. I hope you don't have a pack of alpacas that are going to come and raid. Sounds scary. Yeah, so at this point, pretty much what we want to really do is say update ring progress. With progress, remove the index path here. So we're going to say, get out of here. Update ring progress. With whatever progress we pass in here. It's going to be here. Oh, with. My bad. With progress. And then at this point, we come in here. If progress is equal to 1, that means that it's completed. We set up our haptic stuff, blah, blah, blah. We do some other things here. Transforming some stuff. Hidden stuff, non-hidden stuff. And here, we need to do... Is this inside? No. So it should just be cycle. Whatever our cycle is. Cycle color, dot gradient start color. And then here, we have our gradient end color. And at this point, insert sublayer. Yo, the Marts is live. What's up? Welcome in. Alec time. Is your local time? That is correct. It's my local time. Oh, I just realized. Unless it got cut off just recently. Hold up. It abides by no time zone. That is correct. Did I not? No, I think I got cut off. The eastern part. Let's see. Maybe not. No, I think it did. Sorry, I'm just messing with this right now. That's so weird. Oh no. I'm messing it up. Oh god. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Yeah, well it should say Eastern on there. So either got cut off or I messed up some logic. Really annoyed there's no dabbing emote. Dude, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've ever dabbed once in my life. It just wouldn't be me, you know? It wouldn't be me. All right, and then so then we'd set this up here. And so pretty much at this point, if can run ring animation is true, then we will do run ring animation. Yeah, nice phosphorus. I dab while dancing because I'm a white boy. I don't have a heavy arsenal of dance moves. Dude, you gotta learn, man. Can't just be dabbing all the time. No, I respect the dap. I respect the dap. All right, we're going to comment this section out. Here, we're going to also comment out. It's only at shows. Jesus. I'm curious to see how this works out now. Now we got that set up. I could see it. You seem like someone like that would do that dab. But I like it. I like it. Let's see if this changes anything, or if we even get a running animation here. Oh, hello. What happened here? Do we not have a cycle yet? Found no right. Unwrapping an optional value. Ooh. Okay, that's real awkward. Let's try this again. So at this point, no, cycle is nil, I guess. Probably there's nothing displayed here. Jesus. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I did that. This should be like this. And then we should, you know, put some optional values here. Or, more so, let's do a guard let. Current cycle. This will equal cycle else just want to return. So this should really be like that, and then we're gonna run into issues somewhere else, I believe. Yeah, down here. But I think at this point, we should be good. Down here as well? Oh, this one's dumb. This one should always be good. We'll never be calling this beforehand. This is just creating those, like the test notifications. So that's okay. I don't care about that. Alright, let's run this real quick. Let's see if that helped. Should have done the trick. Should have done the trick there. There we go. Okay, so no animations went through. All right. That's cool, I guess. That's exactly what I wanted, right? we wanted none of the animations to go through. Does this, unless that cycle is always nil, which would kind of suck. Let's check it out. Hello? Hello there? So can run, I just did a long press. Can run green animation is true. So we go in here. Hop in here. Go here. Cycle is nil. Oh, I think I know why. I know why. Since this is happening in will display, right? This is happening in here. technically we don't have access to a cycle yet. We don't have access to a cycle until we get down here. Into the cell for row at index. Because that's where we actually set our current cycle. So why don't I just then do this. Like that. Oh, whoa. There we go. Hero. Hero there. Welcome in, man. Wait a minute. What did I do here? Cycles var. We have our cell. And then here we want the current cycle table view cell. Cell to edit would just be setting our cycle here. And that's it at this point, right? I mean, technically that's right. We just don't. Whoa, we just don't do anything with it. The animation still doesn't run though. That's what this issue is here. That didn't get called? Alright, hold up. I think something didn't compile properly. Current cycle is still null. Uninitialized. Maybe on the awake from nib, we need to go ahead and set that up. Probably, right? Basically pass in our cycle there. So yeah, I need to pass in something here. Oh, or I guess we just use init. But if we have our cell. Yeah, I think this is why I didn't do it there before, because I wasn't entirely sure the best way to do that there. Considering that we basically create a new cell here. We do create a new cell. But how come at this point? When does, okay, I need to understand. Will display, my understanding, happens before cell for row. Just before it uses cell to draw a row, thereby permitting the delegate to customize the cell object before it is displayed. This method gives the delegate a chance to override state-based properties set earlier by the table view, such as selection and background color. After the delegate returns, the table view sets only the alpha and frame properties, and then only when animating rows as they slide in or out. Let's check this real quick. Pinterest just emailed me a map of how to invade the UK. Not sure what they want me to use that for. That sounds interesting. Ask the data source for a cell to insert into a particular location of the table view. Yep, that makes sense. The returned UI table object is frequently one that the application reuses for performance reasons. You should fetch a previously created cell object that is marked for reuse by sending DQ reusable cell message to table view. Various attributes of a table are set automatically based on whether the cell is a separator. I mean, I guess we can just easily check this, right? But we already did that. So this would get called. This was getting called before this. I guess let's just triple check that. I want to double check that. Oh, cell for row is getting called here. Right now, will display is getting called after that, but then that gets called, then that gets called, that gets called on initial launch at least. So if I did this, okay, so cell for row is actually getting called first, then will display. Oh. Okay, so it's a bit, makes it a tad bit more confusing then. Because this is our setup. So we'll go in here. We set our current cycle cell. Makes sense. So delegate, start and end color. This makes sense now why this was set to 0. Right? And then at this point in our table view cell, we don't need this. But why is current cell nil is my question at that point. So we'd get in here, we'd set our progress to 0, do all our fanciness, blah, blah, blah. Then we return our cell, and then we'd come up here. And our cell at this point should be this. So let's take a look at this. Let's breakpoint that up again. I'm curious, do they invade from France or from the Atlantic Ocean? Hey, Pinterest knows all. Pinterest knows all, apparently. Let's do a PO cell to edit. Oops. That has that there, and then we should be able to do cell to edit dot cycle. some cycle. Okay. So if we do .name, this should come up as eyedrops. Dope. So if we did that, that's already set. Again, same deal. Meditate. Cool. One more time. Cycle. Awesome. So now we go back here. And so now I think it's re-rendered again for eyedrops, meditate, and cycle. So at this point, that is so interesting. So how come oh, because it's awake from nib. So it hasn't probably been initialized yet. That's probably what the issue is. So is there a like did awake? Did show? Let's see. This is a UI collection view cell. So UI collection view cell. Like will display or something like that. Something along those lines. Collection view will display for cell. No. Maybe what really needs to happen, since we already have the delegate on the table view cell, on the table view, at this point, if we have our cell to edit, all we need to do is then just do run animation, run ring animation, and then this. That will just go ahead and do all that for us, right? We have the logic here to see if we should actually run anything. So if guard let cycle and, oops, I think I can do this in a guard. And then I did like can run ring animation. I think I can do that. Yes, I can. Let's go. Cool. So this is like an AND operator basically. It's saying that if our current cycle is not nil and we have can run ring animation, let's do this. If not, then let's just return. But now that I think about it, I think before we return, if we just return out of here, we're not ever going to actually set our progress, which is why we aren't getting a filled ring here. So let's go ahead and just do, at this point, we don't want to run the animation, but we still want to set the progress. Oh no. Well, poopy, that's the problem. Okay, we shouldn't pigeonhole it to can run ring animation, actually. We should only do the cycle, the current cycle, because if we have the current cycle, then we can still set the ring animation. We can still set the progress, but if we don't have the run ring animation, we actually won't set the progress. Or at this point, we actually don't do that there. We solely keep this as our run ring animation. And here in our delegate, once it's fired, over here, before we run ring animation, we set our progress cell to edit dot cycle, like that. We do this logic here, and then we do run ring animation. And then again, run ring animation. We don't need this anymore because we've already set up our cycle, right? Oh. Oh man, I think I'm confusing my I think I'm confusing myself. I forget that we need certain parts of this. Okay, so what we can actually do here is run ring animation, and we'll call it toProgress. And this is going to be a double. And so we pass that in here to progress. We don't need this any longer though, right? We don't need that. The thing we do need to do is do our check for can run ring animation. And at this point, if we can't, then all we need to do is set our progress here. So we don't actually run an animation to set the progress. We literally just set the progress. And if I set the progress here, let's say we have a completed cycle, right? We still want to run this probably. The thing is that I need to include this here and here because this is in our completion block. And if I include this at the outside of this if statement, or yeah, if I include this outside the if statement to run no matter what, it's gonna run after this is called, like this is gonna initiate the animate, and then it's gonna break out and then start running the update ring before the animation's complete. And I'm just curious to see what this actually prints out, this boolean. I think it should be true unless there's maybe some internal error, but I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, and then we go back here to our delegate, and so at this point we're going to say if let cell to edit equals cell. So actually I'm just going to remove this so I already have this somewhere else. And then here we're going to say double cell to edit. This is optional. Oh, no, this is where we need to do our guard. Guard let. Oh, no, this is why I did this before. Okay. I will not tell you the battle secret Pinterest has entrusted me with. Hey, kitty meow meow. Could you give a quick lamb definition of a delegate? Yeah, so a delegate. Okay, think about it like this. Let's say you're fighting in a medieval battle, right? And back then they didn't have telephones or anything, right? Or like radios. I don't know why, but this is the first thing I can think of. So let's say you see enemies. You're on the north wall and I'm on the south wall. And you're like, hey, anytime you see an enemy, throw up your fire, like light your little hut thing on fire or whatever you are, whatever you use to light stuff up there over there in the tower. So let's say you see enemies coming. You're going to turn on this signal flare. I'm going to see it and I'm going to be like, oh my God, I need to pass along the message to the next person on the wall. So I'm going to light my fire, right? That's basically what a delegate does. When an event happens, it fires off a signal, and anything that's subscribed to it gets that signal and it's like, yo, something just happened. Now let me run my custom logic to do this. And so that's essentially what a delegate does. It delegates a task to another part of your application. I hope that analogy made sense. For some reason, that's the one thing that really just like popped in my head. And I was thinking of Lord of the Rings. just an FYI. Oh no, the links. Sorry, dude. I set the Nightbot to remove links during yesterday's stream because I wasn't watching it fully. Let me I can change that. Hold up real quick. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, dude. You're good to go. So can a delegate have multiple people things pointing to it to have it fire? In a sense, no. But yes, at the same time. So basically the way it works, at least in iOS, a delegate is... So we're talking about this delegate here, right? And will display. So this gets fired off anytime a cell is about to be displayed on my table. So one of these cells is about to be displayed. And so internally in this method, what's happening is there's a table view object that says, okay, table view, it's literally calling this method called will display. And it's called some other method name. And it's passing in a table view cell, and the path. So somewhere else in the application, this is getting called once, but this is only getting called for one table view, right? It's not like every single table view in the application is going to get called. So multiple controllers can subscribe to the delegate, but just because one delegate fires off doesn't mean every single delegate fires off. It'll only fire off on the specific one that it's subscribed to. So this delegate is subscribed to our current cycle table view controller. So anytime this table view gets set up or gets called, it's only going to call on this controller, because we could have multiple table views. So we don't want every single table view to get that signal. So a delegate is like a WebSocket. Sort of, but not really. Sort of, but not really. Because a WebSocket can have many connections, and a WebSocket can send out one really big broadcast. In iOS, there's something here called I think it's called user notifications. I use it here. Where is it? Notification center. So basically, that's sort of like a WebSocket, right? You have this value. I call it update table view, and any single controller that is subscribed, or any single controller that's subscribed to this name, anytime this name is fired off, it fires off through the entire application. So anyone subscribed to this, their methods will run. That's more like a WebSocket. A delegate basically is per controller basis that you have to call specifically. I hope that makes sense. I know it's definitely a lot to wrap your head around. That's it's one thing that I had a really hard time with when I first started Swift. I was quite confused. Holy moly, we're at 1399 followers. One more follower and we're at 1400. Jesus, so cool. Then we're almost at 1500. Hey, kitty meow meow. Bringing in that follow and bringing us to 1400 followers. Holy moly, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate you. Welcome to the Pixologic team. Really glad to have you here. And I hope my explanation of delegates helped you out. At least a little bit. In my opinion, the best way to do it is to it's just kind of just play around with it. All languages have some sort of delegate or delegation. Swift, it uses this thing called protocols, which is essentially a delegate, or is a delegate. See what you're saying? Awesome. Cool. Okay, so here we need to do our phone cycle array, and then we're just going to pass in our index path dot row. They got more downloads than followers. Excuse me. Yeah, I think I did actually. I think you're right. Okay, cool. So now that should now give us our value, and I think we're okay. I think we should be pretty close to having this work. So essentially what we're saying is if our cell is of type current cycle table view cell, let's go ahead and get our progress. So from whatever the cycle progress is, and then run our ring animation on that cell. How long have you been programming? I've been programming for... I started back in 2015, so I've been programming for about 4 years, maybe like 3.5. I started off doing web development at a startup company. There we go. Okay, so now we have that set up. Did finish, true, true, false, true. Called that a lot, many times. Whoa, called that many times actually. True, 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 false, true. True, 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 false, true. Now I guess let's just try the move, right? So if I grab this, it didn't do it. There's something else triggering this. Dude. Oh, this is so frustrating, these damn rings. Did you self-teach or formal education? So I did have formal education. I went to a university for 4 years. I did information technology or IT. But at least for iOS, I consider myself self-taught iOS developer because I didn't do any sort of formal education, but a lot of the fundamentals of computer science in general I learned from school and from internships and things like that. Yeah, so the problem is that our table view, our cell rows are being reused, and when it does the update table, it changes our flag here. Can run ring animation to true. So I'm wondering if we shouldn't set it on the actual table view itself. We should just be setting it on. I'm sorry, we shouldn't be setting on the table cell. We should be setting it on the actual table view. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like if I move this over here, and we do a can run ring animation, we set that to true. And since this is this delegate is an extension of that, we should be able to get to do if can run ring animation from our controller, run ring animation, which is here, and then if not, we'll actually do this. Maybe that will work, because technically our table view controller isn't being re-rendered, it's only our cell. So it's cycle or cell to edit dot ring cycle ring view dot progress equals a progress, and then cell to edit update ring progress. Is that update ring progress is just this guy down here? Yeah, okay, cool. Did the reorder thing get fixed? Yes, I fixed it. I fixed it yesterday. It was a really dumb mistake on my end. So now it's all reordering. It's working great. The problem is that every time we reorder, the ring animates, and it just looks like poop. I don't want that. I don't want the ring to animate every single freaking time. You know what I mean? This makes no sense. Yo, Dragon Dust, what's up? Welcome in. It's been a little bit. How you doing? Okay, so we don't need the cell then, which is good. Okay, so maybe this should help. So now we've set this flag on our controller, our table view controller, which is awesome. And at this point, it's going to check our controller instead of each cell individually. So if this is set to false, we're not going to run any animations on this controller, right? No cycle ring animations at least. So, yo, Dragon Does coming back in with that Twitch Prime sub for 2 months. Dude, thank you very much, man. Highly appreciate that. Your support is highly awesome and very much welcomed. And thanks for supporting Cycle Servers for another month. We are 1 subscriber away from fully supporting Cycle Servers for 1 full month. Man, that's awesome. Thank you very much. You're all awesome. Thanks again for that, man, and welcome back. I'm back on that Golang grind. Hey, there you go. I need to get on that grind too. Do you think people would be creeped out if I connected the site to WebSocket so I could change text live? I mean, no. I'm sure a lot of sites do that, but what do you mean by that though? Like on your change text live. I guess describe that more. I'm interested to see what you mean by that. Like based on user interaction, or you like sitting on your computer and just changing text? Like you sitting there just like while someone's viewing it, changing it. Oh, gotcha. I mean, yeah, you could do that, but I don't think you would necessarily, like, there's an easier way to do that, you know? You could store your data on, well, yeah, you're gonna have to. You'll have to store your data in some backend service. So it might be easier just to make a query where you just update the database. So then once the page refreshes, unless you just want to show off like WebSockets, you know, be like, hey, look, I can use WebSockets. Yo, no names, what's up? Hi, man. What kind of app are you developing? I'm developing a daily habit creator called Cycles. Feel free to check it out over here. We just released our 2nd version that we've done on stream to the App Store yesterday. But basically, it's a way to build habits on a daily basis. And basically how the stream works is every 30 days we make new updates and we submit it to the App Store. And we go through that process and talk about it and all that fun stuff and do some code. Oh, gotcha. Oh, yeah. No, that's cool, dude. That sounds fun. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate you coming by today. Okay, so I think we should be good. Let's try this now. Let's see if we get a animation to run here. Did I set this to true? Is this set to true here? It is. Okay. So at this point, let me grab this. Why? Why do you do that? Oh my god, man, I'm gonna cry. This is so frustrating. Holy moly. This is like the most frustrating thing I've ever done in my life. And no names, you will get a lot of that. The frustration is real sometimes. The frustration is real. Oh my god. I think we're really close, but there's one thing that I'm missing here with how this is being called. There's one issue. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. All right, let's walk through this flow again. We'll put more breakpoints here. Just calm down, Alec. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. It's going to be fine. You'll figure this out. Cell progress. So here, current time is cell. Get the progress. Can run ring animation. So at this point, let's see what happens. So I'm over here. So before anything happens, I go here. Can run ring animation. Is false. So we go in here. Okay. That makes sense. Again. False. It's stay false still. Okay. So this happens 3 times because it's for 3 different cells. And that makes sense. Also false. Okay. So those 3 different cells do its thing, and that's it. Oh. Unless. So at this point, we've done a long press. Yo, howdy, what's up? Welcome in. And we've initiated this reorder process, and now we've come in. I guess we've finished the reorder process at this point. Yes, because can run ring animation is true, so it finishes the reorder process, and then this gets called again, which is why it sets it back, it looks like. How is that making any sense then? I'm curious if actually if I don't do that, if I don't actually update it, we just set the progress to be whatever it is. Problem if the progress is complete, I think we're gonna have an issue. This year I'm attending the Apple Academy in Naples. Do you have any advice to become a real professional with Swift? The Apple Academy in Naples? Like, you're talking about like Naples, Florida? Or what Naples are you talking about? Naples in Italy. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wanted to double check. Cause I'm like, whoa, that is wild. Do you have any advice to become a real professional at Swift? So, just a disclaimer. I don't know if I'm professional. I think of professional as someone who does this as their day job. Unfortunately, I do not do that yet. I will one day, but I don't do it yet. But to get like really knowledgeable in Swift, the thing that I would suggest is to just build things, right? Like the only way you're really going to know about how all this stuff works is if you play around with it and you struggle with things like this. You know, and like you understand how the process of an iOS app works in general, but also just kind of the nuances of Swift and how those things all work together. The Xcode has a really cool playground that you can actually just literally play around with. It will compile it inline for you, so as you make changes, it compiles your code, blah, 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 whatever. So I would suggest playing around with that, man. It's your morning job. That is true. iOS development is my morning job for the first 3 hours of my day. That's a great point. Can I say I'm an iOS developer now? For sure. Alec is definitely not a professional. Thanks. Appreciate that. Alec isn't a good developer. Trademark. Feels bad, man. Thanks, Roars. I appreciate you. I like the trademark. It's true. We're all not good developers. Keep. Yo, Ashfaq Saeed, welcome in. Thank you very much for that follow. Welcome to the Pixologic team, friend. Glad to have you here. Yeah, no problem. That's awesome. Good luck in the academy. That's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you do well. Hey, I understand. I understand, Roars. I get it. I deserve it. I deserve it. Don't get discouraged by protocols versus object-oriented stuff. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. All right, let's see if anything changed here. No, it did not. So at some point we're setting our progress back to 0. And I think it might be this, right? Like, because it sets it back to 0 and then it actually comes here to do our run ring animation. Let's try that again. I did, and it pushed me back to different languages. Really? No, yeah, this stuff makes a lot of sense. It's really great. The problem that we're having now is just this one is more of the architecture of how a table view is working on iOS. That's the part that I'm struggling with right now. And also because we're using a third-party library, how they've set up their flow, because they're basically, why this is happening is they're doing a table reload, which is reloading the entire table, which is why I set that flag. But when I do an entire table reload, my animation gets reloaded as well based on the progress that's being set. And I'm thinking it's because of this. Could be because of that. That's the culprit. But let's, obviously verify this. So set it to 0. Then we come up here, we try to run ring animation. So it automatically sets the cell to 0, but then at this point, it should set it to progress, which I believe it does. Comes back to 0. Okay. Ring progress, sets it to whatever the progress is. Back to 0 for the third cell. Comes here, ring progress, 0. So then after the third cell, this one gets reset because it's reloading the one cell. It sets that to 0 if I'm not mistaken. Comes here, and then can animate is true. So here, yeah. So if we remove this here, let's see if removing that, let's see if this flag is actually doing anything, That could be the big issue. Let's see, see if that's actually doing anything. Oh. Okay. No. I'm going to remove this one as well. Right now, I'm just trying to comment out things to get it to the point where I want it, and then we can see what's commented out, and we can hopefully understand why those certain pieces are commented out and are working. No, so even that part doesn't work. here we should do if did finish. Then we'll run this. And then so that's fine. Interesting. So nothing here would point to something that would make it seem as though we're resetting that back to 0. Yo, Slayer, what's up, man? Welcome in. Oh my god, I hate ads. Sorry, dude. Unless we're getting some other sort of... Be interesting if we're getting like an async table load again. Somewhere else though, this time. We might be, actually. No, this is not going to get called unless our notification is called. Started watching RoboCop for the first time on Netflix last night. How was it? Was it any good? All right, sounds good, Isaac. No, that doesn't point to anything there. My goodness. So close. So close, but so far. Oh, man. Why are you resetting on me? Okay. Another thing we can do is check to see what our cycle cell is, the progress at a certain point. So I'm not setting progress to 0 on a init anywhere, right? Yeah, definitely not. All right, friends, give me 1 second. I'm just going to go use the restroom real quick. I will be back in a few moments. Thank you very much. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, sorry about that. What's up, Stacking? Welcome in, man. Okay. I forgot what I was going to check. I think I was going to check. Oh, I was going to check, yeah, to see what the value of progress was at these certain points. So we start our move, and we do cell to edit dot cycle. Oops, got to do a PO, or not. Cycle, no, god damn it. Cycle to edit. Or cell to edit. Wow, sorry. Cycle ring view dot progress. 0, 0. Come in here. Progress. Okay. Next. Progress. 0. So they automatically start off at 0. That's what it's looking like here. Even though I do have this commented out. So maybe what we should really be doing, that might be what it is, honestly. Maybe what we should do is be, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Okay. That might actually work. This could definitely be it. So we do this here. Set progress. At this point, we'll just do a update ring progress. Else, cell to edit is going to be our run ring animation with our progress. And so at this point, when we run our ring animation, we're going to set our progress back to 0. So here we should do cycle ring view dot progress equals 0.0. Progress is worth more than money. You got it. You are 100% correct there. Excuse me. Okay, so if can run ring animation, we'll do that. We start the animation at 0 and then it runs to progress. Here, our progress should already be set down here. So this is our current progress, right? So let's verify this again with some breakpoints, some fanciness, some breakpoints, some good times, some good vibes. I don't know why that would help, but it should help. Progress is still 0. Oh, it's because there's nothing here. So at this point, progress, it's still 0, 0. Well, poopy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Cycle ring view progress. I guess let's just try it. Let's just try it. So at this point, go here. Okay. Yep. Come here. Okay. Okay. Come back down here. 0, 0. Why is this? Why? Oh, because we haven't set it yet. Oh, because that's this ring. That's okay. 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 Uh, no. What the heck, man? For real, what is going on? It's like it's using the progress from the other cells. Right? Like, look at that. It's using the progress from over here. Why is that happening? Man. Why is it using the progress from these other values? Did begin reordering. Do that. Did begin reordering. Did let's reorder. Did finish reordering. What's up, Zurin? Welcome in. We're using Xcode right now to develop iOS apps. Xcode. Xcode using Swift. I really thought this was going to work here. But it doesn't wanna. Definitely has some weirdness. Like, why is this cell now taking that progress, you know? I'm wondering. Unless what we do is we just let it we let it stay like that. It looks so bad. I can't, man. I couldn't let it stay like that. It looks awful. Like, what the heck, man? It's not stupid if it works. Well, it does work. Like, it's doing what it's supposed to do. But the animations just look terrible, man. Look at that. It just looks awful.
Falling in love.
I guess let's go back to the library. I don't know. I'm not sure at all. Yo, Zurin coming in with that Twitch Prime sub. Dude, thank you so much for that sub. Welcome to the Pixelogic team. Glad to have you here as a tier 1 intern. Thank you for being a part of the team. And thanks for supporting Cycle servers for another month. My friend, you just helped Cycle servers be fully supported and paid for this month. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate you. Feel free to drop in our Discord. We have an awesome community over there. Link your Twitch account to your Discord account, and I can give you some cool roles within Discord. And if you look down below, we have a sub-only open source project we're going to start working on. So get in the Discord, join in on that, and we'll get you set up, man. Thank you very much for that, for real. Really appreciate you for that Twitch Prime sub. Oh man. So our snapshot for view cell. This is in the library now, so this is the stuff I wrote. It does the reload rows. So let's call that, or let's breakpoint that, and then let's breakpoint here. And let's see if we can figure out what type of data is coming in for these folks. Right? So do that. Reload table rows. Our index should be 0, 2. PO. Index. Path. 0 and 2. Fantastic. So we go in here. That's okay. Does all that stuff. I guess at this point we want our phone cycle. Oh, we don't have access to phone cycle array here. I forgot. Well, then we go to our full table reload, right? This reloads our entire table. So at this point, that's when everything gets reloaded. What if, just because I'm curious, what if we just don't do an animation? Like, what if there are no animations? I want to see if that even does anything. So here, we literally do nothing. All we do is we set the progress down here. Because what I'm thinking is happening is just kind of like how it was yesterday with the same problem. It's using the initial data to start with, right? So like, let's see, if I completed this, it moves that. If I decide to move this, it still does it, right? So it's like it's using its last state, which I don't understand. It's using whatever. So like, if I move this here all the way up there, let's move this here. And so now 3 is now lined up with that. That now has 3. So it's using like an old data source, if that makes sense, right? This used to be up here. So how come all of a sudden now that's not there? Once 7:15 is still dark out. Dude, I know. I hate it. I hate it. But what can you do? I don't know, man. This is so odd to me. But it could be like the same thing as yesterday. See you later, Isaac. Ooh. Frustration around the nation. I really thought we were gonna get past this today. We were so close. We were so close. Man, I don't know why that's being used there like that. I don't think it has to do anything with the app delegate, but it might. It might. Just because I have a bunch of main asyncs in here. This one is if we required a reset of the cycles. This one, reset manager. Reset if did finish that as well, same deal. And then here, just for the heck of it, I do not think this is getting called. This is in the app delegate. So our table reload should not be sending any notifications to do that reload at all. Yeah, definitely not. Yo, Rafsanul Hassan. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Welcome in. Thank you so much for that follow. Glad to have you here as part of the Pixelogic team. This is still jacked, man. How can we verify that the progress will never reset to 0? It should always be the progress of whatever the cycle is. Should we... Because this here is only on run ring animation, which makes sense, right? We want the animation to start at 0 so it can run to whatever the full progress is. we know that this is nil. If we do awake from nip, right? Let's see what other overrides there are on here. Func cannot. Okay, that was weird. Awake after. Overridden by subclass to substitute another object in place of the object that was decoded and successfully received this message. You can use this method to eliminate redundant objects created by the coder. For example, if after decoding an object you discover that an equivalent object already exists, you can return the existing object. Oh. That's cool. I don't think we need that though. Man. Yeah, I'm honestly really not sure. Maybe this will be another thing that I figure out again off stream. I don't know why. I look at this for so long. Oof, man. That is frustrating though. Maybe what we can do is we can commit what we have here. Maybe just start like thinking about something else and then come back to this. Maybe just we need a little bit of time away. Because I do think that this is the right approach. I mean, maybe we can also just set it here. But it's using like the snapshot from another part of this app, you know? Everyone needs a little time away, I heard her say. Yeah, I do think so. Oh, come on, you should know that song. I don't know that song. So sorry. All right, just for the heck of it. Just for the heck of it. I'm gonna put this in sync. Sync queue. Oh, so sorry. I just whacked the microphone. I'm sorry, Stacking. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. No, yeah, this happens every time. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, let's commit this stuff and then we'll come back to it. It's I think I'm very narrow-minded right now, and I need to work on something else to hopefully open that up. But I think these changes look pretty solid. Just the way I'm debugging it needs to be a little better. But we got the one thing I did want to change, just like a little cosmetic thing. Here. That's cool there. My shadow radius I want to be a tad bit lower. It's Chicago? Is it? Nah, sorry, man. Didn't know. I didn't know. Yeah, there we go. Oh, is it shadow radius or is it... No, I think it's offset that I need to change. It's too fat, if that makes sense. Or maybe it's the opacity. No, that was it. Yeah. No, that was totally it. So let's do like a 8 even smaller. Just like very subtle colors, you know? You just body shame the cell. I did. That I did. I think it looks good. I like that. All right, cool. Let's commit this. Tweaking some non-working code. Yeah, it still doesn't work. That'll be the commit message. Let's go. All right. So one thing that we can work on now is this empty state animation. Doesn't animate. So I noticed this the other day. Unless it does now. But it is. It's working. Is it working on my phone? Hold on there, buddy. Oh. If I do... Oh, it is working. Never mind. This is not reproducible. It's working on production. Maybe my eyes are playing tricks on me. No, it's definitely working. Okay. And then we're just going to archive that. Okay, cool. And then, so the next thing that we can work on is, I think we can start working on designing out the settings view that I'm talking about here. We can definitely do that right now. Let's open up Sketch. And then we're going to go to Cycles App UI. Let's see if I can design things. So really what's going to need to happen is we're going to need to do something. Let's see if we have anything here. No. I'm just going to create a new page here. Call this settings. And pretty much what we're going to do is, I think I just create like an artboard or something. I don't know. Not that fancy. Oh wait, no. Yeah. I don't want a page. I just want. We can just duplicate this. We'll call this settings. Wait, how do I... What? Okay, I don't know how that was done. Whatever. Either way, we can do it like this. So, yo, Lo, what's up, Smoke? Welcome in, man. Thanks for stopping by. Yo, Lo. Love it, dude. Love it. So pretty much I wanted to set something up like this. Or I'm sorry, like this. And so I was thinking, let's see if I can grab this iPhone 7 copy. Bring this over here. Pretty much wanted to take this, remove that, grab this, are we approved yet? Yeah, dude, we launched yesterday. We launched yesterday. We are all approved. And so these will just be whatever icons we want them to be. But no, this isn't what I wanted. Here, yeah, these have all these fancy things, and I don't know how they're used because I'm just not that good at Sketch. But I'm essentially thinking like this. This can just be called cycles. We're gonna remove this up next portion. Oh, can I guess I can maybe just I don't think I know how to use Sketch like this. All right, we're just gonna do it how I know how to do it. This is too much for me, dude. Rectangles. Let's go. Rectangle. Boom. Yo, the developer. What's up, man? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. No borders. We're going to make this black. Black like my soul. All right, here we go. It's actually, I don't think it's the same black. It is. Definitely is the same black. And then here, what I want to do is I'll just grab this cog wheel thing. Copy that. Bring us back over to this. Pretty much, I was thinking we do. Oh. Like some sort of line here. Like something like that. And then here we would have. Wait, what? Here. Why does this keep doing this? Let's just call this settings as well. I don't know, something like that. And then it would be cool to have like this thing. Maybe like, actually no, like a ring or something. Like if we had, like imagine we had one of these. That'd actually be pretty sweet. Just not colored. Oh baby, let's go. Oh man. I'm not very good with Sketch. Like as a pro user. I only know I only know how to use Sketch as like a non-pro user. Rectangles and circles. I don't know why that background's there. We're just gonna do this for now. Like literally just something like this. Uh-oh. Sketch is dying. No, we're good now. This is 24 by 24, so this would be also 24 by 24. Do that. No border. We have this in here. There. And then maybe this background color we can put maybe just a tad bit lighter. Yeah, so like something like that. And so this view here would bring us here to the My Cycle section, and then this would bring us over to a settings page, right? And so, oh my lord. We want to do this. This does look pretty cool though, in all honesty. I kind of like this. But this doesn't get us back to, this doesn't get us to a different, oh, I guess it does technically get us to a different page. This one, the navigation on this would be more, I tap the settings cog and it would, I think there it would tab, it would switch over to another page. If I tap the cycles, whatever image tab, it would tab over to this page. I think what I would do for this is I would end up pushing a like a modal view of the settings page up from the bottom once that's tapped. It actually might be kind of cool. This is pretty cool, honestly. I think that does look, I don't know, it does look kind of better. It would be so clean up here without that, without this stuff here. Yeah, we just move edit on the same line. The thoughts. And I think it goes really well with the look of our app because we have circles, so a lot of radius is good compared to this boxy square. Oh, I guess I could have grabbed this, whatever this color is. No? Is it here? Whatever this is, so... Even though I think I did a good job on that color choice. There we go. Those look pretty. That looks pretty sleek. Okay, so either way, we want to duplicate. List with new nav. Okay, and then this. Oh, no, this would be the actual settings. New nav. This is going to be settings. Okay, and so here, this is what I imagine. There we go. Same look. And at this point, I don't know. Use what app has really good like settings screen? For some reason, I keep wanting to go to Twitter. It's really not that good. It's just a table view. Let's go Dribble. It's been a while since I've been over there. Maybe get some motivation. Oh, what type of settings are you planning to put there? So the ideas I have are contact, review, and or the first one would be toggle. So it'd be like toggle notifications, like a special type of notification toggle, contact, and then review. So those would be the ones I would be looking for. Oh, I have to sign in to view these? Feels bad, man. Didn't realize I actually hadn't have to have an account. I think either way, I'm thinking of just a table view, in all honesty. So if we could really just pretty much move this over here. Obviously not include this stuff. Yeah. Is there a border bottom that I can do for this? Man, my sketch skills are they're so bad. Maybe like that? I don't know. Something like that. Something like that. Do you plan to implement Twitter support or some social services for sharing how awesome you user are? Possibly. Yeah, I haven't really thought about that, honestly. But yeah, that would be a pretty good implementation, right? To share your cycles, like what you've done and stuff. Or honestly, we can do something like super basic in a sense, right? We just have like, what did I call these? I named it something in the toggle for engaging notifications. Maybe like we can call it cycle suggestion alert. Obviously that's very long, so probably need to dumb that down a little more. Do like 18 or something. I don't think I like all uppercase either. I think it looks kind of bad. There should be a toggle button somewhere here. In my plugin, I believe. No. I think I have like an iOS plugin somewhere. I thought I did at least. Do I? Hello? Hello there. That I can... Renew. Yeah, here we go, here we go. It's new Apple iOS UI. Controls. Buttons. Toggle? There really isn't one? Oh, man. Yeah, it doesn't have the... I'm surprised it doesn't have the toggle in here. Day picker. Edit menu. No, it's definitely not it. The volume control, no, not for this one. Oh, that's for the document. Oh my gosh. Toggle button. iOS. This is what I'm looking for. Can I save this image? It's probably going to be... Nah, it's probably not going to be transparent. I'm going to assume. Yeah. Oh man. All right. That's not gonna happen. I need to figure out how to get that toggle. But essentially, we'd have a toggle here. So let's just imagine right now that this is a toggle. And then next we can do maybe like 50 away. Here we can end up doing contact. And then finally, do review cycles. Or like, yeah, I don't know. Something like that. Obviously, this is not final. It's just some thoughts. These can definitely be closer. Like 30. How far away over? 15. What about 30? Nice, 38, 38, something like that. And then contact again can be 30 review cycles. And then the last thing I wanted was, that actually doesn't look that bad. That looks pretty cool. Like clean, you know? I like it. I think it looks good. What do you guys think? Do you have any thoughts, feelings towards this? Oh, there was one thing I think I did see down here. I can get this from here. Pretty much I wanted this. Wanted to add this down here. Like, oops. Cycles. Version 1.3.3, something like that. I wanted to feel like a cool guy. Heck yeah, it's too big though. Something like that. I don't know. That was just a thought. Maybe not as dark. More like a light. Yeah. But yeah, so like literally something as simple as this. And so I think we can do this pretty easily. And the question is, do we want a navigation like this, or do we want it like this? And so again, this would be changing between the pages. So if you tap this section, the cogwheel, it'll flip. It won't be pushed over. It will just change to that page. And then you can change back to this page. Or we can move all our controls down here like this. When you tap the cogwheel, it'll pop up a window that shows our settings, which for some reason I'm leaning more towards. I don't know why. I feel like that would be a better experience with what we have in our app, because I feel like this tab view would be kind of awkward, because you already tap this and it pushes a view over to give you, right? Does it? Oh my lord. No, oh yeah, it does a modal. I forgot. Oh. Ooh, I don't know. I'll have to think about it, but I think this will be good. And obviously we need to make a better name for this. Cycle suggestion alerts. But basically what this is going to do is every time you complete a cycle, or you've been inactive for like 7 days or some threshold, we'll basically send out a push notification, which is a big one that we're going to set up here, saying, hey, it's been a little while. What's up? Or like, hey, you completed this cycle. Why don't you try working on X? Or why don't you try building this next habit or something like that? So that's the game plan. But it is time for me to head off, folks. I appreciate you all coming by today. It's been a blast. Thank you to everyone for all your subs, all the follows, and getting Cycles to fully supported monetarily this month. I really appreciate that support. And if you haven't yet, join our Discord. Get in there, especially if you just subscribed. You get some awesome benefits as a subscriber. All you have to do is link your Twitch account to your Discord account. I give you an awesome role, and you can become part of our sub-only project, which is really great. Thanks, Bianca. You have a nice day, too. Thanks for stopping in, dude. So make sure you do that. Get in there. And don't forget, everyone, tomorrow is going to be the first game stream that we've done in a while, probably about 6-7 months. We are going to be playing the Stanley Parable. So definitely make sure you come by and hang out. Feel free to use the command !schedule, or you can also look down below in the panels to see the next time I go live. But be here tomorrow, same time, same place. It's going to be a good time. Decompress from these table view cells and understand what the heck is going on here. But thank you all again. And don't forget, we always like to throw raids to our fellow programming streamers out there. So go ahead, if you're not a sub, grab that second message, the one with the Twitch raid emote, rip the bun. If you are a sub, grab the Adalam Pog, rip the bun emote, and let's go find someone to raid. Let's see who's online today. Oh, looks like there's a good amount of people on today. I haven't seen some of these people for a while. Let's see. Should we raid someone we know, or should we raid someone that we don't know? I think we should raid someone we know today. We've been raiding a lot of unknowns out there. Let's see what Codephobia is up to. .3.3 stream overlay subs. Okay. I'd be down. Let's give him a raid. This will be a nice way for him to start off his stream. I think maybe he just started. But either way, everyone get ready for that raid. Thank you all again for coming by. It's been a great time, like always. And I'm excited to see you all, hopefully tomorrow. Yo, Nightfish21 and Skill Raider, thank you very much for those follows. Welcome to the Pixologic team. Glad to have you here, friend. Thank you both for being here. And I will catch you all tomorrow and on Discord. Hope to see you then. For now, enjoyed some Codephobia. Thank you all.